Not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three River Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Gordon, Charles Davis with you. CD, you look at the Steelers in this matchup. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
The kicker, Chris Boswell, has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. Fielded just outside the goal line. The Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Allen looking to throw it right at the outset. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen is going to flip one out here to his running back. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And that one results in 35 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. Going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Singletary again. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. This defense for the Steelers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the Steelers are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Harris running straight ahead, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. The Steelers are 9-7 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. On the give, this is Harris. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This is going to be... out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
Looking for Austin, intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and the Bills are going to get it back here just past the 35. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
What?
Throwing on first down is Allen. Right back to Davis. It's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, Allen. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
But that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy. the incompletion.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try and work for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Pickett. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. A gain there of 21 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Pickett to throw on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
And some room to maneuver. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 19. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead with Snell. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Well, even with a 3rd and 2 coming up, they got 8 yards there. Trying to run for it with Snell. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Here's Pickett. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Off play action. Pickett. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. And the Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and goal. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On first down, Allen. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Allen's throw is complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Allen going to try and throw on third down. Shakir hauls it in. And he is going to have a Bills first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. He was looking for Devin Singletary there. And it's 3rd and short. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And he didn't get it there. No, it's no good. Just shy of the crossbar.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Pickett. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
He was covered by
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. At this stage, you're still too early.
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Singletary. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They go right back to Singletary. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And they'll rally and stop him short of the 1st down at about the 6. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The kick by Sanders is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And now out come the Steelers. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris, and he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. He's got a man complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. George Pickens, 58 yards as his guys are... lead out a bit further. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. To throw on 2nd and 10, Allen. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. To the air, Allen. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now Austin. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. 2nd and 10. It's Pickett again. That's swung out wide to Harris. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Pickett now on 1st down. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're on to something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've run the belt 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
To the air on 1st down with Pickett. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
But sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
On 2nd and goal, Pickett. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Dialing up another pass here. Pickett. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Pat Fryermuth in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon.
Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs, so excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, here we sit, week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Pickett now from the gun here. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got him. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Pickett. Johnson's got it complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 1 now. A give to Harris. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Pickett's throw complete there to Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. George Pickens with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers extend their lead yet again. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Left side, Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here's Austin. A great return there of 22 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now, once again, Kenny Pickett leading his offense out. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Pickett. He'll drop it underneath here to Snell. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
1st and 10. Here's Pickett. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Ridley from 21 yards away. And the Steelers are pouring it on. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Allen. Flushed out right. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. Throwing is Allen on third. And bringing it in, it's Davis. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. And this is Cook with the grab. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. Caught right side. Davis. And the Bills are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Cook is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Allen going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. James Washington from 4 yards out. And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. 78 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 more on that one and another first down. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense. And let's close this one out.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Looking to throw, Pickett. And that is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class.
Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Steelers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
And I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Allen. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a... I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We're up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, it's Snell. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They're going to run again with Snell.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. On 1st down, it's Warren, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed.
To review the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And they will take a knee here. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Trubisky keeps it himself, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Now, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Steelers, they do get that 10th win of the year as they finish up at 10-7 overall.
Yeah.